Hello students, welcome to Vidyaniketan. Are you ready for today's class?
Hello everyone, welcome to Vidyaniketan. So let us start with the first chapter of our syllabus, that is the universe. So what is the universe? Let's begin. The sun, the earth, the moon and all the stars belong to the universe. Okay, they are in fact only a small portion of the whole universe. We have a the universe is vast, okay, and the sun, the earth, the moon and all these stars that we see in the night sky consist of only a small portion. They form only a small part of this whole universe, okay. There are so many other planetary bodies, but they are so far away from us that we do not get to see them. Okay. So the distance between two planetary bodies is measured by using light years. So what is a light year? One light year is the distance traveled by the speed of light in 1 year. It is approximately equal to 9.46 trillion kilometer. So how do we get the value of 1 light year, the distance of 1 light year? It is calculated by using the equation speed equals to distance by time. We all know the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and the time is 1 year, which we will convert it into seconds, and then we will find the distance in meters. Then this distance in meters will be converted to distance in kilometers. Then we get that 1 light year is equivalent to 9.46 trillion kilometer approximately. Okay. So the closest star to the solar system is Proxima Centauri. It is about 4.2 light years away. It seems like it is a small number. It seems like 4.2 light years, but it is not a small number. It is a huge distance. Okay. So moving on to the next slide, that we read that scientists who study about the universe are cosmologists. They are known as cosmologists. So according to cosmologists, about 15 billion years ago, the universe was concentrated at a point. It was a small point, and then occurred this huge gigantic explosion which we called the Big Bang occurred, which caused the concentrated matter to move outwards and expand, and then this resulted in the formation of the universe. Okay. So now we will read about stars. Stars are formed when clouds of gases, which are called nebulas, expand outwards and clump together. So what do you understand by nebulas? Nebulas are clouds of gases. Okay, nebulas are clouds of gases which expand outwards which when expand outwards and clump together, they form stars. Okay. The stars are born every day. The universe is still expanding and new stars are formed. Okay. And the stars which are formed die. The stars which formed previously, they die after a specific lifespan. When they die, it seems like the fuel of the stars got exhausted. Okay. So what is the fuel of a star? The fuel of a star is hydrogen. Okay. Moving on to the next slide, we see that the heat and the light of a star is generated by nuclear reactions in which the hydrogen changes into helium. Okay. So the heat and light of a star is generated when nuclear reactions occur where hydrogen changes to helium and gives rise to tremendous amount of heat and light energy. Okay, stars are of different sizes and brightness. They also have different lifespan and they all end their lives in different ways. Okay, so we all know that sun is also a star. It is a medium-sized star and the lifespan of sun is approximately 9.6 billion years, of which it is believed that it has already lived for 4.6 billion years and now it will live for 5 more billion years. Okay. So moving on to the next slide, we see galaxies. What do we mean by galaxies? Stars are unevenly distributed in the entire universe. Okay, the stars are not evenly distributed. They are distributed very unevenly, and they occur in different clusters. It seems like when we look at the sky from this earth, we see the stars are so small, and we see that they have so small distance between them, but actually there is a huge distance between them. But when we look at the sky from this earth, it seems like they are in clusters. Okay, these clusters of stars are called galaxies. Okay, there are billions of stars in a single galaxy. Okay, there are billions of stars and also heavenly bodies in a galaxy, which are held together by gravitational forces. Galaxies are of different shapes and sizes. Like, for example, some galaxies are elliptical in shape, some galaxies are rings, and there are other shapes of galaxies too. So moving on to the next slide, we learn about the Milky Way galaxy. So the Milky Way is the galaxy in which we are situated. We are situated at the central disk of this Milky Way galaxy. Okay. This Milky Way, why the name Milky Way? Okay. It appears as a faint whitish band in the sky, and hence ancient Romans called them Via Galactica. When we look at the sky, we see like there is a faint whitish band of stars in the sky, and this, since the color is faint whitish, it looks like milk, and hence the Romans call them Via Galactica, which means the path of the milk. Okay, hence the name Milky Way. Now moving on to the next slide, we will learn about constellations. What are constellations? Certain stars form permanent pattern in which they appear in the sky. These patterns may be of some animal or some insect, or maybe something else, or maybe some kind of person or anything. Okay, but these are permanent patterns. These permanent patterns are called constellations. These permanent patterns of stars are called constellations. Okay, these patterns do not move, which means the stars, I mean, they move, but the stars in these patterns do not move with respect to each other. They move in this permanent pattern only. When the stars move, they move in this fixed pattern only. They are at constant positions, at fixed positions with respect to each other. Hence, these patterns are always, these stars are always seen in these specific patterns only. So moving on to the next slide, we will see about a few examples of constellations. The constellations visible from northern hemisphere are not visible from the southern hemisphere, and vice versa. When we see constellations from southern hemisphere, those constellations are not visible from the northern hemisphere too. So examples of constellations in the northern sky are Orion, the Hunter, Scorpius, which takes the pattern of scorpion, Cancer, which takes the pattern of crab, and Taurus, which takes the pattern of bull. There is also another prominent constellation in the northern sky, which is known as the Great Bear or the Ursa Major. It takes the shape of a bear, which is very much prominent from the name. 7 brightest stars in this constellation forms the Big Dipper called Saptarshi. So why is this Saptarshi important? We will see in the next slide. In ancient times, these 7 brightest stars of the Ursa Major, which is known as Saptarshi, was used to find direction. When the travelers used to travel, they used to locate this Saptarshi in the night sky, and the 2 brightest stars of the Saptarshi was connected with a line. So this Saptarshi somewhat look like this, and the Saptarshi look somewhat like this, and these 2 stars are the brightest stars of the Saptarshi, and when they are connected using a line, they point towards the pole star, which is at the north pole, and it is said that it seems to be fixed at the north pole while the other stars are moving. So the traveler used to use these 2 brightest stars of the Saptarshi to locate this north pole, to find this north pole, and then they used to understand in which direction they are headed to. So in this way, this Saptarshi helped the travelers to find their direction in ancient times. Okay, so we will end the class here today, and we will continue with the next part of this chapter in our next class. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel Vidyaniketan. Thank you.